Let me start tonight with a little bit of my side of the story. I became a committed follower of Christ in college. I had actually grown up with faith, with some faith, actually with knowledge of God, but my understanding of God growing up was more like Santa Claus. If I'm good, he'll be nice to me. If I'm not good, he'll punish me. But it was in college where actually there were students on my campus that began to share about a Jesus that you could have a personal relationship with. And I had no idea what they were talking about. I didn't know God on that level. But God had me then study abroad. And it was actually when I went abroad from U.S. to England where I think God had to really remove me from the pressures of family and friends and what they might think, that I was all by myself over there, and I could really think about these things apart from those home influences. And it was while I was in England, actually the second day I was there, again, God brought students along my pathway who began to share the gospel with me. And I kept saying, what is this all about? I cannot get away from these Christians. But it was actually in England where the puzzle came together for me. Actually, like Paul, I would say the scales fell from my eyes. Because really for 2 years, since Christians on my U.S. campus had been sharing with me, I kept trying to figure out this thing called a personal relationship with Christ. But it was in England where I just felt like I got it. I got the fact that Christ had died for me even if I had been the only person on the earth. That was very personal. And he loved me that much that he died even if I was the only person on earth. Then I could never get, how do you have a relationship with Jesus? But the second thing that God revealed to me that night was that the fact that Christ rose again meant that he's alive. And if he's alive, then I can have a personal relationship with him. And so on that night in October, many years ago, but it feels like it was yesterday, I said yes to Christ. And I just felt like my whole world went from black and white to color. In terms of life having a purpose and a meaning. And I took as my life verse Mark 8:34. I was so in love with this Jesus and what he had done for me. I think I'd really grasped in my heart what he had done for me. And again, awareness of my own sin, that I said, Lord, I'll follow you anywhere and I'll do anything. And I heard his call, pick up, deny yourself, take up my cross and follow me. And I said, yes, Lord. And so came back to the U.S., finished college, and actually Pete and I were friends in college. We were friends for 8 years before we fell madly in love. He says I put something in his food.